This is a large dataset question. We have a researcher studying changes in behavior in traveling to work by people who live outside London between 2001 and 2011. He chooses the 15 local authorities or LAs outside London with the largest decrease in the percentage of people driving to work and arranges these in descending order. This is given below. So we see Brighton and Hove had the largest decrease in driving a car or a van, and then um, we've got it, well, it's actually increasing. The number is actually increasing, but still, that's what it means. It means the largest decrease is actually descending, if that makes sense. Okay, so the table shows the changes in percentages, and we're asked to explain why these local authorities are not necessarily the 15 local authorities with the largest decreases in the percentage of people driving to work. Now, it took me a little bit of time to figure this one out because actually we've just literally said that they are the 15. And I assumed when we're doing this question, like we only really care about people who live outside London. So we're not going to look at the people in London. But actually, what we're expected to say is that some London local authorities may have larger decreases. Okay, we're only sharing some of the information. But these are not given in the table. So the researcher wants to talk to those local authorities outside London which have been most successful in encouraging people to change to cycling or walking to work. Suggest 4 local authorities that he should talk to and why. So let's have a little look at this. So we want to look at the column where people are going on bike or on foot. And we can see that quite a lot are actually reducing. So we're not going to be focusing on those ones. The ones we're interested in where we're going to get an increase. Okay, so this one and this one. Now this one, although bicycles increased, on foot did not. So I'm going to leave that one. And there's one down here as well. So these 4 local authorities all had an increase in people going on bike and on foot. Whereas the other ones, okay, they're much smaller increases where they did happen and they've been counteracted by, the other one reducing, for example. So I've circled them. I just need to write it down though. So he should ask, just going to remind myself what the question actually says. He should ask the local authorities of Brighton and Hove, Cambridge, Oxford, and Exeter. Now we need to give a reason. These have had percentage increases in both people cycling and walking to work. Okay, nice. I'm just going to quickly jump to the mark scheme at this point to talk about. So, Part A says the table does not include London authorities, local authorities. So basically, yeah, that's what it's getting at. That's the one answer that's accepted. In B, 1 mark for saying these, and then you just have to talk about the fact that they have relatively high positive values or something like that. Part C says the researcher claims that Waverley is the local authority outside London which has the largest increase in the number of people working mainly at or from home? Does the data support his claim? Explain your answer. So let's have a look. Right, we do see that Waverley has a large percentage increase. However, the researcher is claiming that it's not the largest percentage increase, but the largest increase. So in fact, the data does not necessarily, well, it doesn't support the claim. It has the highest proportion increase, but not necessarily the highest number. It all depends on the populations. So I wrote Waverley has the largest percentage increase, but not necessarily the largest increase. Okay, and the data gives proportions, not population sizes. So words to that effect. On to part D. We're asked which two categories have replaced driving to work for the highest percentages of workers in these local authorities. That's talking about all the local authorities. Support your answer with evidence from the table. So we see that driving has gone down. Now, what across all the local authorities has gone up? Well, working from home is one, and actually there's some big increases. There's some smaller increases as well. So that might be one answer. For the tram, actually we've got lots of increases, but some of them are zero or small. Whereas for the train, actually these increases are also very big. You might even argue the average is bigger than the increase than working from home. Buses, some have gone up, some have gone down. Passengers have gone down, and bike and on foot, some have gone up, some have gone down. So yeah, it's not going to be trams. Although they've gone up, they've not gone up as much. I know Watford had a lot more people going on trams, but in general, it's been a smaller increase. So we just need to put that into words. Working from home and taking the train. Have significant percentage increases across all local authorities. Now, it does say we need to give evidence from the table. I've not done that yet. So be careful because we're asked for that. So when we look at the table, well, the smallest that this one's gone up by is 0.7. And the smallest that this one has gone up by, oh, 0.6 here. So I think it's worth just writing that down. All have gone up by at least 0.6. So good. I've said the two things and then I've given a little bit of evidence. Maybe I could write a bit more. If I jump to the mark scheme, then we say working from home and train. These two categories have entries above 1.0 0, except in 3 cases. That could be something you write for your evidence. They're all above zero point 0.6. That's the bit that I said. No other method of travel has more than 3 entries greater than 2.0. That's be another option that you could say for evidence, and these other things. Okay, you could even find the averages. That seems quite overboard, to be honest, for this 1 mark. But to be honest, it's the most comprehensive. You could argue. You could then really directly compare them. Um, because it's hard to see which one has actually increased the most. So it looks like train actually is just about increased more, but it's very similar. So I'm happy with that. Right, finally in E, it says the researchers suggested that there would be strong correlation between the decrease in percentage driving to work and the increase in percentage working mainly from home. Without calculation, use data to comment briefly on this suggestion. So we can see as as we go down the table, because it's been written in descending order in terms of the decrease. Remember, we're looking at a decrease. So actually, this is going down. It's going up. The decrease is going down as we go down the table. And if we look at it was working from home. Actually, it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, it's going down here, but then it jumps back up. It's kind of going down, but then it gets high again. So there's no real pattern here. Well, there is for the driving one, because obviously it's been written in descending order. So this is perfect increase in the decrease as such, but here, no. So I wrote this driving a car. Um, Actually, that's not quite. Sorry. Let me start this again. The percentage decrease of people driving a car goes down as we go down the table, but the percentage change, sorry, was it the percentage increase? The percentage increase in working from home. Actually, it doesn't go down. It doesn't really go up. It doesn't follow that trend. I'm just going to say that it fluctuates, and that really there is no pattern. I just need to link it to the question. So it was a suggestion. So the suggestion is not correct. So of course you can write it slightly differently, but you need to point out the suggestion is not correct and give a reason why there's not strong correlation. Nice.